Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a bonus new moon eclipse for the month of February tarot oracle reading. And Taurus, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Taurus, we still all have a little bit of Taurus in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is it in? That's where this energy will show up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Keep in mind this is a general or collective reading, meaning parts may or may not resonate. Take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning whenever you're watching it, if you're watching it now, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if I had posted this some time ago, what was going on in your life at that time, it may give you further clarity as to your situation now. So we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. Oh, no way. We have the Three of Pentacles. So this card is saying that you're highly, that you've mastered your skill set and you're considered, people are noticing that you have. And so people are wanting to collaborate with you. You're in an elevated position. You notice you're on this bench and they're on the floor. This is a stonemason. This is someone that's doing beautiful sculpture work here. And these people have plans in their hand and they want to collaborate. Now, this card is saying this is all awesome, but you have to make sure that you are in alignment with whoever you collaborate with. You're in a position right now where you probably have a special skill set, something that other people really admire and can't do. And so you need to make sure that any contracts you sign or any agreements you make are totally 100% in alignment with what you want, because you don't want to be forced into working hours and hours for less money than you expected, or being in a position of, having to compromise your principles and your morals. This is sometimes for me, it does represent this secret societies. And so it's just a warning that, congratulations on mastering your skill set. Be careful that you're in alignment with your destined path, as well as, the people that you collaborate with, that they also are in alignment with that path. So we have the energy, that's for the entire reading. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is talking about a ratio, basically. This is saying you're in a very pre-Empress position. So this is like all four queens rolled into one equals the Empress. So you're really in an elevated position here. And what this is saying is this figure has her hand on 6 pentacles, and these 3 behind her in the bush represent the 3 that she's willing to invest in more risky endeavors or give to charity, family members, whatever, she does with it. But she always keeps her hand on at least this 6 to 3 kind of energy, because she understands that if she gives too much of herself away, remember, pentacles in the tarot represent your time, your energy. It's about health, wealth, and happiness, abundance, but it's about your lifestyle, not just a big part, of course, of abundance on planet Earth is money. But that is just one of the energies involved in the abundance represented by the pentacle. And so you could have all the money in the world but not be living the lifestyle that you want to live. And this is saying be really grateful for what you have and appreciate it. When you're grateful for something, it means that you're grateful for it. When you appreciate it, it means you're grateful for it, and you also understand the gift, like the value of it. And that's what this card is about. Nikola Tesla talked a lot about, if you knew the beauty of the 369, that you would have the keys to the universe. And this is, I feel like, him talking about this ratio. And the falcon here represents having the foresight to be able to understand that. It's a learning curve, basically. And so this is representing the internal forces in the reading here. And I'm going to present those in the bottom part of the spread here. So the first card in the internal forces is the Queen of Pentacles. So we have The Queen of Pentacles is sitting on her throne. She's really studying this dollar, or this pentacle, this abundance. And she is she's recognized as being someone who is very, very resourceful. She can make something out of nothing and turn it into one big fat pentacle here. And so she has prefers quality over quantity. We're talking about generational wealth here. We're talking about something that you can pass down as a legacy to your grandchildren and great-grandchildren. It's a lot of money. And this also implies, this card, that this person comes from money, so has an understanding of how to work with money and how to, deal with finances. And so, but keeping in mind that it also represents, lifestyle. Like if you, let's say you have a lot of money, but you don't have a lover, and to share it with, or you have a lot of money, but your health is suffering. That kind of energy, it's talking about having the abundance in all ways on planet Earth. And then we have justice of some form coming in. So this justice card is basically, she's sitting between these two pillars. And these just represent extremes, good and bad, being lawful, not being lawful, basically. In her right hand, she has this sword of justice, and she's ready to wield it. She has her right foot, you can see this, the tip of her toe is already sticking out here. And so she'll get up at a moment's notice when she's called on to go deliver justice. And then we have, and this is also talking about redemption from karma. So a lot of times, when a lot of people feel like karma is a punishment, but it's not a punishment. It's more like cause and effect for your actions or your inactions. We have the Four of Pentacles. We got a lot of pentacle energy here. So the Four of Pentacles is actually talking about the money part of, it's talking about both, but it's talking about the 3 levels of making money. It's talking about having a strong foundation. This person is standing on the 2 coins representing the strong foundation. But the energy there is that this is safe money. So it's like not wanting to risk it and having that energy, a fear of letting money go, basically. And then we've got your heart's desires, where you're reaching for your heart's desires or your crowning glory. And this is speaking about, the risk factor, etc. But this card quite often is you don't want to play it small right now. You don't want to sell yourself short. If you have the money to invest in something that you really want to improve your life with, then now is the time to do so. And we have the Fool on a brand new journey here. So this is talking, I don't know, something has happened here. Perhaps some justice came in and you were in a court case or something, and maybe you weren't paid properly because the amount you were getting paid for your work here was coming up right from the beginning of the reading. And, understanding, like if you signed a contract, and the world is full of stories of that, like, especially particular with people with special skills in the artistic, end of things. We're talking about, actors, actresses, someone who is, in a band, or a singer, an entertainer of some sort. There's so many times that they have, they hire management, and then their money is mismanaged. So this is talking about the Fool going off on his journey, and this is representing a brand new cycle. And it's I feel that some sort of justice is coming in, and it's increasing maybe you can go from having to play it safe down here all the way to your crown and glory. Let's see what's going on, because this is a lot of money. There's only 10 pentacles in the tarot. So you're at 9, and you're just, like if you get this last pentacle here, you're at 10. Whoops. And then we have the Queen of Wands. It's interesting because the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles have been coming out together in a lot of my readings, and I've shuffled and shuffled and shuffled, and they still, you know, it's just this energy coming out. And I feel that's because, like, the Queen of Wands is representing the element of fire. This is earth and this is fire. So she has this wand that she has is made of wood. And it represents the tree. So trees have deep roots representing the ancestors, and then the offshoots are representing the descendants. And she's got this sunflower in her hand, and that's representing, you know, sunflowers follow the sun, and the sun in tarot is God. So this veil is talking about the veil between the spiritual realm and the physical, as well as intuition and logic, and being able to use both of them together. So she's really well known for being able to have creative solutions. She's considered like very sexy and also a natural beauty. She enjoys, she's passionate about different projects, etc., and she enjoys looking for creative solutions to problems. So she doesn't, her sunny disposition, even in hard times, she can be that way because she understands that she just has to dig deep, go inward, and figure out, okay, what's a creative solution for this problem? And she also understands that change is always happening, and we just need to be in that energy where we're following our divine path, and eventually things will sort themselves out. The little black cat here represents, she is the only one, like all of the figures in the royal cards, like the face cards of the wands, have little salamanders in circles on their clothing, or they have like a little salamander running by kind of energy, and a lion possibly. And that represents protection from fire, but she doesn't have that because she commands the fire. She sets the tone, and so she understands that as long as she stays true to her own energy, she is protected. And then we also have, oh, and look at that, we have the Empress here. Really interesting, because this is talking about, the Empress is all four queens rolled into one person, basically. So the two qualities that I've talked about, but she has all those qualities. But she also has like the Queen of Swords, which is about really strong discernment. Someone who doesn't put up with bullshit. Been there, done that, have the t-shirt, not going to do it again. Come in, and very much like this energy, she's got her sword up in her right hand, ready to off with your head if you should come in to me incorrect. And then we also have the other cup, the queen that's in the tarot is the Queen of Cups, and that's about having the unconditional love and being a vessel of love. So this is talking about pre-Empress energy, definitely. Like, you're really destined to do very well here. And so the Empress is sitting on her throne, and she's like able to just, all this wheat around her represents just, she plants seeds and they grow. She's a generator of energy. She's chilled out. Like, she's got, as I said, she has the qualities of all the four queens. And so she's like a magnet for attracting everything that's, abundance in all ways. And you'll notice how close their robes look here. She is considered pregnant with possibility, and this sometimes, a lot of, this represents in tarot, pregnancy. So you could be pregnant, or you could have someone that is your partner pregnant, or someone who's not your partner, as the cards have been playing out. We're only on Taurus, but I did Valentine's Day readings, and I thought, they'd be all light and fluffy, and they were not fluffy, most of them. They were more like hard lessons in love, and there were some that were more like Singles Awareness Day. Like, it was just a real, it's just the energy out there right now. It's not really that conducive for fluffy energy. Yeah, like here we have the external forces coming in as I say that. And now this is cutthroat energy. This is talking about, you know, having to battle for what you want kind of energy. And this is the exact opposite of the Empress energy. So I feel like why it's here, we're not quite sure yet. It might have something to do with this energy, because this energy is very much all one person. Like, look at the colors all blend in. You know, this one's a little bit different, but like it still has the yellow here. And these two are more dark looking. So this is representing, this person has battled at least twice now, and they're ready. They'll take on someone else if they have to, because they're going to fight for what's theirs kind of energy. It can also represent the energy of external forces coming in and being very cutthroat and doing anything to win. Unfortunately, some people generally, if there's this much money, some people will do anything for money, and I mean anything. It'd surprise you. And so, you know, this energy is talking about, sometimes it can be viewed as fighting others, and sometimes like a battle within yourself. But because this is external forces, I feel like there's some cutthroat energy around you that is noticing like there's a lot of abundance here. Like, this is just like every card is speaking about abundance, even this one. Because if justice comes in and you've been on your destined path, then you are 100% like going to, it'll be beneficial, the justice for you, and maybe not so beneficial for this energy here. So this is the what ifs. That's what, when you're laying in bed at night and you can't sleep and you're, what if I do this and that happens? Or what if they do that and this happens? What if, what if, what if? The woulda, shoulda, couldas. And so this is right here, this is how you identify yourself right now. Your self-image is being very resourceful and abundant, but very focused on right now, very focused on your abundance. And then we have, this is about your abundance and self-worth. And there's some sort of justice being brought in. We have communication in early life. So this could be talking, sometimes this card, like when I said don't sell yourself short or that kind of energy, this card sometimes represents the energy of, you know, the subconscious mind, like the three different minds basically we deal with. The subconscious mind is from when the time you're born until you're about 6 or 7. And so that is the one we rely on the most, but it's not the most accurate, because it's you know, by the time you're 6 or 7, the subconscious mind is formed. And really, you can't really remember very much from that time frame, like especially when you're a baby, yet it is heavily imprinted on you. And especially if there's talk about money, you know, money doesn't grow on trees, you have to work hard for money, you know, just the attitude of money mattering more than other things, that kind of energy can be, or if there's not enough money in the home and being in a lot of poverty, then having like that imprinted on you. So the subconscious mind is heavily imprinted on us. When we get into a situation where our emotions get erratic, that's when the subconscious mind pops in and says, hey, do this. And usually it's not that great advice. And when you think about it, when you know the thoughts that that make up your subconscious mind are generally the thoughts of the people that were in charge of your care. And they told you, oh, you were like this or you were like that, but maybe you really weren't, and that was just them projecting on you. So the unconscious mind, you know, a lot of people will say, I am a human being with a soul, but it's more accurate to say I am a soul traveling in a human body. That's your vehicle for getting around on Earth. And then we have the conscious mind, which is what we're aware of, what we have a handle on. And so when those three become congruent, that's when, and plug into your heart's desires, that's when you can go for your crown and glory. And so this is talking about maybe having, from the communication in your subconscious mind, is always wanting you to sell yourself short and not take any risks whatsoever. I mean, if you take risks with money, of course you want them to be calculated and do your research. But having said that, you can't grab onto opportunities if you don't risk anything. And then we have, this is your home and family, like from growing up in that. And I get it was quite carefree, but I just feel like there was a big emphasis on money, because this is talking about this person is, if they want to go for their heart's desires, they have to leave the city they're in. They have to leave their comfort zone, you know, the way they were raised, and they have to expand, you know, their ideas and and quite possibly move to somewhere else to achieve that goal. It would be very rare to be a hero in your own hometown. So this is talking about that kind of energy. And then this is creativity, romance, and children, this position here. And so this is, you know, someone that's fun to hang out with, you know, like going on small adventures with children, you know, and teaching them through nature. This is a very natural energy, and we can learn a lot from nature. That's also something about this card, but I don't want to, I want to move on with this, because I feel like this is an external force. But here we have your health, daily routine, and your habits. So if it's saying you're pretty chilled out, like it's not like you're really concerned about it. You have enough right now to, you know, be comfortable, but there's so much potential here, and people are noticing it. That's what it's talking about. Yeah, you're a star. They're noticing, like, wow, this person's able to manifest, you know. And so this is, the star energy is, you know, just being in this kind of childish, innocent energy where you just, hey, you just know things are going to work out. And it's, she's got her right foot in this universal waters, adding her own special, unique talent to that, and then pouring that out onto earth. So it's bringing from the heavens what you were what you were put on this planet to do, your own special, unique qualities. And this represents your North Star. So the North Star is your destined path. And so when you follow the North Star on your destined path, life goes way better, way better. And so this is the energy that people are noticing. And you may not even notice it that much yourself. You may not realize you're a star as of yet. You'll know you are, but maybe not. So yeah, there's a lot of good energy coming your way. A lot of like, this is representing, if this justice comes in for you, it's going to be able to put you on your destined path, and even like way happier than you are now. And like, if you look at this card, you'll see the energy of the sun is the happiest card in the deck. This represents God. The sun, look at all the sunflowers. This child's on this horse, this pony, and no reins, no saddle, just like really no fear, totally carefree, and carrying this heavy banner with ease, because that is representing your destined path. Now, there's a horse on this, so I'm going to get into now the energy of the new moon that's coming in. So as I'm doing this reading right now, it'll be out, I think it's the 11th or the 12th, sorry, I didn't look at the calendar. I've been doing quite a few readings, and so I can't remember if this one's going to be out on the 11th or the 12th. Having said that, on the 14th, of course, we have Valentine's Day. So a lot of the readings have sometimes been about that, but we don't have any cups in here for you right now. This is more about money, lifestyle, that kind of energy, your life's works, what you came here to do, staying on your destined path. This energy is of the fire of the horse on the 17th. Well, first of all, the day before Valentine's Day, on the 13th, we have some energy coming in, and that is when Saturn is going to join Neptune, and in the sign of Aries. And so on the 26th of January, Saturn moved into the sign of Aries from the sign of Pisces, and it stays in each sign for 14 years. So in 2025, it was going from Pisces into Aries and then back and forth. And on the 26th, now it's in Aries. So it's a brand new energy. There's a lot of beneficial energy around that. It's about the new, moving into the new. And But Neptune is a very idealistic planet, and when it was in Pisces, it was really kind of dreamy, and I can, the kind of energy where dreams come true kind of energy, that like, but also very more traditional ways of doing it. In the Aries energy, it's like a baby being born, basically. But Neptune's a very big planet. It takes 14 years for it to move from one sign to the next. So for the last 14 years, we've all been like, oh, okay, we're learning how to do things and being in that energy. And now it's saying, oh, forget all that. Everything you learned there. Now we're in a totally different energy. We're in Aries energy. It's much more aggressive. And it's like, oh, great. What do you mean? So it's not like you've lost everything, but you can't do things the same old way that you were doing them and expect to have the same results. And so with the thing is, on the 13th of February, just the day before Valentine's Day, Saturn is going to join Neptune in Aries. And Saturn's all about responsibility and really deep, deep thoughts and deep energy. And it's can be very challenging at times, very dark, kind of like really having to dig deep. And so we've got those two together clashing kind of with each other, idealism with responsibility. Which one are you going to be? How are you going to do it? And not knowing how to do it, because everything that you just learned for the last 14 years about how to do things with the Neptune energy is now you're going to have to start from scratch, basically, and it's going to be different from how you used to do things. And so that's the energy for everybody. And then on the 17th, we have the Chinese New Year, and there happens to be the new moon on that day, and there's a solar eclipse. So when there's a solar eclipse, you think about the sun just disappearing, and there's no sun, and it's just dark. And there's just this little sliver of a moon showing, it's that kind of energy. And so this is the very first eclipse of the season of this year of 2026. And really it's going to be followed on March 3rd by a lunar eclipse, which I'm not going to get too much into that, but it's eclipse season. And eclipses can cause radical change, like bang, just like that. And so combined with the Saturn and the Neptune energy, plus on January 1st, we were still in the age of the year of the snake. And on the 17th, when this new moon eclipse energy is happening, we're also moving into the fiery horse energy from the energy of the snake. So what do snakes do? They shed their skin. So if there's anything you haven't shed yet, now's the time to do it. Now is not a really good time to take action on important matters, like especially not impulsively. So the horse energy coming in on that new moon, and the new moon is in Aquarius. And Aquarius is about not individual needs. It's opposing Leo energy. And the Leo energy is like, the Leo energy is more like, I want to shine and be a leader, like I want to stand out. And the Aquarius energy is, no, you need to be part of the group, that kind of energy. So there's a clash there. And so there's going to be, what it causes is a lot of people feeling unsettled and easily arguments coming up, and that kind, division where there wasn't before, that kind of energy. It's not a good time to be impulsive. The fire horse energy is very similar to Sagittarius energy. It's free-spirited, it's like wanting adventure, that kind of energy. But at the same time, like in matters of love, it's very passionate and heartfelt. Horses are all heart. But it also can be very impulsive. If you've ever ridden a horse and it's spooked and got the bit in its mouth and took off and it's chomping on that bit, you can't steer it anymore. All you can do is hang on. And a horse can go very far, very fast when they're spooked and they're scared, and they don't really watch where they're running. And all you can do is hang on. And it's kind of that energy. You can go really far in the wrong direction if you're not careful. And It's a warning, and this is like, the whole year of 2026 is going to be, until like February again of 2027, we're going to be in this fire horse energy. And it's not a good time for impulsive. It's not a good time for having a temper tantrum, for starting fights with anyone, or getting engaged when people are wanting to fight kind of energy. So it's a really, really good time right now until the full moon when the lunar eclipse happens on the 3rd of March. Now is a great time to go inward and make plans for what you're going to do, because it's going to be new energy. So doing research and any projects that you're doing, going inward, looking after yourself, like keeping yourself calm, basically. Like that's the energy you want to be in. And like this is the happiest card in the deck, so it's shining its light on everything. But when the eclipse happens and it's blotted out, we'll notice it. And then we have the energy of, your intuition. When there's a new moon or a full moon, we can generally feel that energy for sure 3 days before and after. But with an eclipse, usually people can feel the energy of eclipse for about 6 months, because like we're talking like a radical change in your life, and like something really being shaken up is very possible. And the energy is also talking about on the moons, that's when you are the most intuitive. And so use your intuition, go inward, and really, look after yourself on your spiritual side. Like your soul has needs too. Figure out, okay, if I'm going to follow my North Star, what is my purpose? And a lot of people, well, I don't know what my purpose is, but your purpose is to be a better version of yourself. And that's what some people feel this card represents: someone who's having an inner battle with the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. And this is 3 different versions, and they keep growing. Like when there's a lot of possibilities and challenges. And when you rise up to a challenge, it raises your vibration. And so we have, going off to calm waters with God. So there's going to be a lot of drama happening in the world for sure. And we're unfortunately seeing that right now in Canada. We just had a major tragedy at one of the high schools. And it's just so sad. And it's very volatile energy, and very emotional and very difficult. And, a lot of people are praying right now, for all of the people involved. And that's really all we can do, because they're going to have to dig so deep to be able to float their boat. It's really, really challenging. And this is talking about like going inward and really doing that inner work. This pole to get this boat going is talking about having to dig deep. And so that's the kind of energy we have to really recognize. Now is not the time so much. It's a great time for planning, and then putting those plans in action when that lunar eclipse happens. That's when, because then that's when the sun will be featured again, and we'll have more clarity from our situation if we've gone inward. And how are you going to follow your destined path if you don't know what your heart is telling you that you want? And a lot of us are so busy that we just don't take the time anymore. Like we get so busy that we don't take the time to go inward and find that out. Now's the time to do it. It's a really good time to do that. And again, there's this information coming in about this pentacle energy. And Taurus, you're all about pentacles. Like Taurus is the second sign in the zodiac. It's the toddler. And it's talking about having to learn this give and take. Toddlers are so lovable, but when they throw a temper tantrum, they're like a bull in a china shop, and they don't like to share. And this is the energy of having to really learn that give and take. So the pentacle, the page of pentacles represents a message coming in. The pages in the old days would deliver messages for the king and queen, and generally they would come from a family that was, in the area that was maybe, higher society, or it could even be a distant relative of the king and queen. And they would deliver messages within the palace walls. And then when they were 21, if they could afford a horse, they would be able to become a knight, possibly be put up for knighthood. So this represents communication coming in about this pentacle that the queen is so focused on. And then there's justice. And it's adding to this strong foundation you already have, I feel, to put you in this energy and maybe even ultimate fulfillment eventually here. Yeah, and then look at, we have the King of Pentacles. And look at, we have the Queen and the King, and the Queen and the King of Pentacles together here. That's this is a very strong couple. A lot of people would consider it to be a little bit boring, but if you've been having really troubled times and you meet a King of Pentacles who knows how to look after shift and is steady and is respected in the community for being someone that you can go to for advice, someone who has a lot of business acumen, who's very good with the Pentacles. Generally, this would be someone who deals with money and the profession of that, a stockbroker or someone, a financial advisor, someone who understands how banking systems, all of that kind of energy. So especially if you have a business, to have someone like that on your side is, someone with a business degree, that kind of energy can be very beneficial. And it could be like someone like even like that would be an entrepreneur that has a lot of experience with doing business in that way too. So this has been a really good reading for you, Taurus. Like, there's a lot of really amazing energy coming here towards you. I'm going to clarify this for those of you who want more clarification with my oracle, Tales from the Vector. If you're enjoying this reading, please do give it a like and comment. It really does empower me to build my channel. And also consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. In case you're checking off now, thank you for watching. For those of you who want further clarity, I'm clarifying with Tales from the Vector, my oracle, and that's T-A-I-L-S. And so, whoa, there we go. Here's the card that wants to come out for sure first, and that is, we'll put it on here, Pride. So this is the karmic space. This is kind of that kind of energy, either your house is spotlessly clean or it's a total disaster, that kind of energy. All or nothing. It's one or the other. And so it's good to be proud of yourself, but sometimes pride can get in the way of moving forward because you don't want to appear to be weak, kind of energy. Okay, be a good girl. We're almost done the reading. All right, and then I was saying that this is my oracle, Tales from the Vector. And it's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I started it in 2007, and I've been working on it. I completed all 64 paintings in 2020. There's some really big paintings with dragons and crystals and all sorts of things. What are you all excited about? She just jumped up here and is like happy feet and purring away. Are you a happy girl? She says, I smell money coming in. That's what this reading is. It's a lot of abundance coming in. But anyway, so I will put in the description box below. The numbers on these cards represent the numbers of the paintings in the gallery on my website, and that's talesfromthevector.com. So you can check it out if you're interested. There's justice coming in here. And so it is about the money, the justice. There's something that's happened. This could just be also that there is some inheritance or something coming in, and you're due to receive it. So could be energy like that. We have indifference, the karmic space of indifference, where people will say we're all in it together, but like a lot of times they're not being 100% honest. So you have to watch that. That's that kind of energy there. If you're going to collaborate with anyone, I would really at this time, it's, if you can, it's, your situation, but if you're in a position where you can make plans, do a lot of research, chill out a little bit and lay back and see what happens here and just stay calm as you can. Because I feel some information's going to come in that's going to empower you, and maybe it would put you on a different journey than the one you would go on if you didn't have this information. Because you might not be expecting justice about something, but there might be something you don't know that the universe does. So we've got the Temperance here. So this is about patiently waiting for this. So you might know about it, you might not. It depends on your situation. But Temperance is when you have a really calm attitude, and you have the patience to stay on your path, and you recognize, hey, this is the energy. Stella, what are you eating? Hey, what did you just eat? Oh my goodness. I don't know what she just ate. Sorry. She's being so bad right now. Why are you trying to distract me, Stella? We have Leo, the energy of the leader, coming in. So that's taking a leadership role. And if you're going to be doing that, you know, that energy, remember that the new moon's in Aquarius, and it's wanting us to really look after the needs of the whole. Rather than just be selfish with ourselves. So get it over with now until the new moon. Like, just chill out, you know, like get as much like kind of put yourself in a calm state, and don't allow others to trigger you into you know, behaving in erratic ways. We have the foolhardy energy. That's when a fool is on their journey. Look, and it's right on here, and it's saying, if you stay calm and in this energy, you're going to be on your destined path. That's when, and I do feel it's when this information, because this is the first information card we have. And then we have attachment as a karmic space. So attachment is the mother of all the karmic spaces, because once you become attached to something, if you want to keep it, you're almost willing to, you know, break all the other karmic spaces, right? Pride, indifference, attachment. And then we have, there's some sort of dissemination of information. There's an elephant in the room, and you're not seeing it or something. And I feel like that's it. Like, it could be a really beautiful elephant, but you don't know about it, and other people do. It's some sort of energy here. And I don't know, we still haven't, the external forces here. Like, so this is about marriage here, and partnership and commitment. And this is a star. So it's, I feel like, you know, if you haven't met someone yet, or you're not with someone, but you're looking for love, I feel like there's it doesn't have love, but it's kind of like a partnership with someone that could lead to that, you know? Like, if you know what I mean, like, it could be someone that you meet that can really empower what you do love to do, kind of energy. And so that's that energy here. We have deception here, and it implies some sort of sexual energy, like with you know, a partner in that. This is your partner. This is external forces coming in. So I feel like this is on its way to you if you stay on your path. And in the past, there's been some sort of deception here in the city where you're at. I don't know if you have someone in your life right now, but there could have been something happening behind your back that you're not aware of. Because it's saying that you've been through something, but I'm getting that it hasn't affected you like maybe people thought it would or something, because here you are, like, this is when the transition happens, and I feel like when this information comes in, this is going to start moving, that you're going to be very happy. So what do we have here? We have Pisces energy here. And so the Pisces, remember I was talking about how Neptune moved out of Pisces and now it's into Aries energy. So I feel like that's that sink or swim energy, Pisces. But a senior executive, someone that could probably, it's almost like they could really give you good advice still, but hurry up and get it from them before things change too much. I don't know. It's a different energy. You might know what it's about. We have the anger coming in on the sun there. So this is, again, don't be impulsive. Don't get into battles with people. Don't believe what you're told without looking into it. That kind of energy. Make sure the people that you're dealing with are on the straight and narrow, because the next card in is the devil. And so this is talking about the energy of temptation. And yeah, and there's something about that here. So you would know, like there's not one single cup of love out here. You know, and it's Valentine's Day coming up. But that's kind of, like I said, like Valentine's Day where readings were a little bit different from what I expected. It's okay. Be a good girl. You almost hit your head on the table. Be careful. All right, so the temptation coming in, we're going to cover the devil because you're not going to get the truth from the devil. And we're going to see the devil has to get a minion to do their dirty work or send someone in. So someone's jealous. Someone who is jealous of this. Yes, I think a lot of people will be. This is beautiful energy. Like, this is really, really nice energy for you, Taurus. And it's right up your alley because it's pentacles. Like, that's the element of earth. You know, something that you can... That's one thing about Taurus energy. Taurus love to be in their comfort zone. And they like to feel safe, like have enough material goods around you and enough money in your bank account to feel good and safe. Then you're really able to chill out and manifest. And I feel that's kind of the energy coming in for you. So we have the strength and the integrity. You know, this is higher learning. So it's like, be very, I feel there's some external forces coming towards you. And that's kind of like with this card here. People that maybe, they really admire your work and everything, but they would really like to have this money. And they can see that you're really going to be very abundant here. And they want a part of it, you know. They want to tie it up, you know what I mean? So, and you want to keep your options open. They want to say, okay, let's sign a contract. And so this is making sure that you have the strength and the courage, you know, and that's what you're doing there, is you're using your intuition, going inward and looking for calmer waters, not looking for drama. And then we have the energy of falling star. See, this is where maybe you go for advice or something and that's who you end up, because this is about your heart chakra opening, totally unfettered, some information coming in about a pentacle, but that's the energy I was getting, but it leads to you meeting someone that is really beneficial in your life. The falling star, the saying on that is falling and failing in love is a matter of eye. Because you get in this energy when you meet, like the universe is lining up, that something about this pentacle energy coming in, this information, puts you on your destined path. So maybe it makes you meet someone that, you know, that you really, wow, this person can, you know, like you get along really well and they understand your business, and then all of a sudden you notice like, hey, they're really attractive. That kind of energy. Yeah, and then look at that. We have the shooting star. So that's talking about like everything you wish for, kind of, you know, you wish upon a star and your dreams come true. Except you have to put some elbow grease into it. You have to have a good attitude. This is a really good reading. I really like this for you, Taurus. I hope you've also enjoyed it. Please give it a like and comment if you have, and consider subscribing to the channel. If you resonate with the energy, I'd be very honored if you did so. And I will be back. The next reading will be for the end of the month of February. All right, bye for now. Sorry, now you're being a good girl and I gotta wake you up.